How's it going, guys? Today we have a very interesting and very saucy video that I am very excited to get into. Today we are going to be talking about one of the most controversial fingerboard brands in the community. Today we are going to be talking about Lefi, which, if you are not familiar with Lefi is a fingerboard company that is, like, I would say 90 to 100% just Chinese fingerboard stuff. The reason why it is a little bit controversial is because they have ripped off designs from other brands in the community, whether that being some obstacle designs from people like Loft, whether that has been truck designs from companies like Black River. They have ripped off a lot of designs, but their stuff is very cheap because it is straight from China, and a lot of people absolutely swear by their trucks. So I'm not going to be looking at anything else from Lefi. I am just going to be looking at their trucks. I picked up a set of, I believe these are the G4s or whatever their most unique set is, because I did not want to purchase anything that was plagiarized. So this is all Lefi, and a lot of people swear by these, and these were only about $15. So we are going to be taking a look at them. I'm going to be comparing them to my feelings about other trucks. I'm going to be weighing them. I bought a little micro scale specifically for this video. So we're going to be taking a look at a lot of different things, and it is going to be interesting, and I can't wait to get these set up on a board and see if it really is worth the hype, because I have personally tried I would say every brand of truck majorly, except for Yellowwood and SB, which I really want to try SBs, but $70 for trucks that sell out in 5 seconds. It's hard for me to get a hand on those, but I am excited to try these out. We're going to get down to the desk. I'm going to pop these open, and we're going to take a look at them, as well as get them weighed and see how they weigh compared to BRT, UAG, and Dynamics. So it's going to be fun. So let's get down to the desk. All right, so we are down at the desk. Like I said, we're going to be taking a look at these Lefi trucks, which are very interesting. I'm not going to lie, they look pretty decent quality for China trucks. I've tried a lot of different China trucks, and these aren't too bad. So at least looking too bad. I'm interested to see how these weigh compared to some other options. So let's get these open and take a look at what they come with. We got the trucks out, and they come with the usual. They come with your lock nuts, your 2 trucks, and then a tool, which obviously we're not going to be using this, because whoever uses that with normal size hands. So let's first take a look at the trucks. They look pretty solid. I don't think the bases are pre-threaded. Let's get the scale out. Right over here, I have a dynamic normal inverted kingpin. I have a BRT and a UAG. So we're going to weigh all of them, get the weight for them, and then see how it compares to the Lefi. These are the UAGs. So a single UAG, I don't know if you can see that, it's coming in at 38.6. The BRT is 31, I think, 31.9. And the Dynamic is 30 flat. And these are all in grams. So, all right, let's try the Lefi. Okay, so the Lefi comes in at 40.5, which is actually even heavier than the UAG, which in my opinion is kind of insane. All of these trucks do have the lock nuts on them. I put all of the lock nuts on these so that wouldn't mess with anything. This is just the normal. I do on the UAG and the BRT have a washer. So I would say like a couple points of a gram difference for that. But this has no washer. It is just the truck assembled, and it is 40.5, 40.6. So that's decently heavy. So I already have a feeling that I'm not going to like these, because I've been skating Dynamics almost exclusively for the last few months, except for when I was using the UAGs, and the UAGs were a little too much for me and I had to swap out. But nonetheless, we are going to get these on a deck, see how they fare, and see how I like them.
A few moments later.
All right, so this was not something that I was expecting. So I was just putting these trucks on this deck, and one of the nuts broke off in the base. Or, well, not one of the nuts. So I wasn't expecting this to happen. but I was just putting these trucks on this board, and one of the screws just broke off in the base of the truck. So I'm going to see if I can fix this. If not, this entire set of trucks is let's see what I can do here.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
All right, well, we're going to have to call an audible because I used another set of bolts to try and get these on here, and it snapped another bolt. And these, I'm pretty sure, were dynamic screws. So these snapped 2 different sets of bolts off, or screws off, right into the truck. So we're going to have to call an audible, and I'm probably going to have to order another set to try and finish this video. So let's see what happens. So before we continue, I just kind of want to talk about how insane that is. I have used an insane amount of truck brands. I have used BRTs, Dynamics, UAG, Hex Trucks, Carmel. I've used Noah Wood off of Amazon, which is like the cheapest and probably crappiest quality China trucks. I have never had a nut break off in a base plate. Not, let alone twice, and one of them being a dynamic screw. Now, this is probably going to soil my opinion a lot, and I'm going to buy another set, but it is not going to be pretty. I can guarantee you that. This is something that I really want to bring attention to with trucks, is how important, 1, pre-threading is, and 2, how strong your bolts are, because that's insane. Absolutely insane. And if you can tell, I'm a little bit heated, and that has never happened to me before in the history of this YouTube channel. So enjoy it. I already had a pretty bad taste of Lefi in my mouth, but not even getting the ability to set the trucks up because the bolt snapped in it twice and one of them was a dynamic screw, that's pretty freaking terrible. So I am going to buy another set in a few days, and I'm going to try this again, and we will see what happens. But it's going to be instantaneous for you, but me, it's going to be sitting around for another like 4 or 5 days until I can get another set ordered and get it delivered. So see you in like 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds, see you in like 2 seconds. Guys, so it's like a full week later, and let me tell you, a lot has happened in this last week when it comes to these trucks. So obviously, those previous clips, I was not very stoked on Lefi and those trucks. Now, I don't know if I maybe purchased an older like version or something, but I had one of my homies who had recently tried them out and really liked them send me the version that he purchased, which the version that he purchased looks a lot more like a legitimate set of trucks. They are raw, they are inverted kingpin, and I picked up that set instead. So we're on a completely different set of Leefis at this point. I did receive them. I was able to get them set up on a board. I kind of just shortcutted that entire process since you saw me do everything and unbox everything with the other set. It was exactly the same. The only difference is that these trucks actually worked. So let's talk about these for a second. The main difference that you're gonna see with these is that these Leefis are a 32 instead of a 34, because they only had them in, I think, 29 and 32 when I bought them. Also, these are inverted kingpin, so they're gonna be a little bit different, obviously, than the standard kingpin of the other ones. The biggest difference is I was able to actually mount these on a board with no problem, which is kind of insane. I don't know if I would say insane, because that's what you would expect from a set of trucks, is that you can mount them on a board with no problem. But I'm telling you that this was like insanely easy. So I don't know if I just picked like a really bad version of Leefis. This set went on like there was no issues at all. Like it was insanely easy, and I've had no issues with them coming loose or anything like that. I've been skating them for like about 3 or 4 days now, and they're actually really good. As per usual with anything that I use except like dynamic, I did have to swap out the bushings because the bushings that came with them were very soft, and I'm not a fan of soft bushings. I skate my trucks a little bit tighter, so soft bushings just don't really gel with me. They are like actually good. Okay, so I did weigh them. I'm gonna put some like clips and anything relevant right here. I did weigh them. They were 36 grams, which if you remember what we were looking at before, the ones that I did before, which were 34s, were 40 grams. So even just thinking of like going from 32 to 34, that is a big difference. I would say these in a 34 would probably be around like 38 grams, which is exactly what Dynamics were, I think. It was either Dynamics or BRTs that were 38 grams. But everything about this specific set of trucks absolutely blows out of the water whatever those things were. So the only thing that sucks about that is I don't really know still if I can really recommend Leefis, because if you're trying to find anything besides this specific kind of truck, you might be having a bad time. I mean, like, these were insanely good, and I'm going to keep them on this setup, and I'm going to actually use them because I liked them. But why were those so bad? Like, is it something with Lefi that their quality between, like, the different sets is that, you know, drastic? I don't really know. All I know is I'm very surprised that these were like insanely good and those were not even able to be set up because they were like, because screws broke off in them. And I also used the stock screws with these. I was going to risk it and see if that was going to happen. And I've been using these a bunch and they're actually really good. I'm going to include some clips. I'm just kind of really taken aback by this. Can't really think of many situations where I've tried two different products from the same company under the same umbrella and there be that much of a drastic difference between the quality. Like feel and like the way that they perform and stuff, because, you know, things can be different and feel different for you. Yeah, but like one set of Lefi trucks being unusable and then this set being like probably the best set of China trucks I've ever used, I'm kind of surprised. So I don't really know what to comment on that. Just, I guess I would say if you're going to try these, just make sure to get these ones because these are actually really good. But yeah, it's needless to say that it's been kind of a weird roller coaster ride when it comes to Lefi. And I honestly, even after making this video, I still don't really know how I feel because it started out with this horrible situation of purchasing something to try out and just not even being able to use it because the screws got stuck in the base plates and made the trucks completely unusable. To then 3 days later ordering a set that is completely different and like insanely good quality and way better build than 90 to 100% of other China trucks that I've tried. So I was expecting this video to kind of get me to a decent like opinion wise with Lefi, and this video has been so 50-50 that I don't really know what to say on that. I am going to instead end on, if you're cool with this, if you want to try these out as like an intro to pro trucks and then eventually move on to like Dynamics and BRTs, be my guest. If you don't care about any of the like negative opinions that I've been made in this video, then just stick with Lefi. I mean, I'm gonna keep this set on this board and keep using them because they're kind of good. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I am kind of, you know, I guess sorry that it's so flip-floppy. I just honestly am about as shocked as you can be because it, like I said, it went from a horrible experience to a insanely decent experience. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say at this point. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your week. Have a good one.